All right, if nobody else is gonna say it, I guess it's up to me. Self-care is hard. I don't have a self-care routine. Definitely I'm not taking care of self. You know how people tell you the first thing you should do in the morning is make your bed because it just starts your whole day off like, I'm ready to go? That's kind of how the self-care feeling is coming across. Self-care, caring for yourself. I don't have a self-care routine or a skincare routine or anything to kind of take care of myself, pamper myself, give myself, special treatment. I'm a little embarrassed to say it, but my skincare routine, including face, is basically when I shower twice a week. I shampoo my hair, and then I take that shampoo and then I wash my face. And then I take that shampoo and I wash my body. Sometimes I'll get a little bit more, do a second shampooing. That is my shower routine. I use conditioner and I shave, once in a blue moon as needed. But downstairs, regular maintenance for comfort. But that's it. I don't have a body wash, I don't have a loofah, I don't have oils or creams. When I get out of the shower, I spend some attention on my face a little bit with, lotions and serums, but the rest of my body, when I get out, I pat it dry and I get dressed. I don't even put lotion on. If it's feeling dry, it's been a rough week, I'll kind of slap some lotion on and rub it into my arms or maybe down if I just shaved. Definitely I'm not taking care of self. When I was younger, I had more products in the shower than I had room to put them in. And I used them all and it was no big deal. As I got older and I started getting depressed and it got harder to do with showers and I just wanted to get through it so I could get out, I started cutting back on anything extra in the shower till now, all the fat is trimmed. There is nothing fluffy left in my care routine for myself. My feet, I walk around barefoot a lot, so they get really dry, really cracked. They need attention. I use one of those I don't want to call it a grinder, but it's like the pedicure, the omnipedi, the thing that's like sandpaper that rolls around and you put it on your callus. I do that. I should be doing it weekly, and I think I'll do it every other month if I have the energy. I haven't gone in to get a pedicure professionally since before 2020. I used to get 4 a year. So I would get like a spring, 2 in the summer, and then late fall maintenance type of one. So once those stopped, it started getting harder and harder to take care of my feet. Those poor little puppies are not loved at all. My skincare routine, it used to be when I was younger, I would have a nice lotion. I would spend a little bit more on the lotion for my face, but it was still a body lotion. It wasn't anything special. And then just a regular body wash like Aveeno or Olay or something like that for the rest of my self. And I did slowly pick up a few more things over the years. I got a nicer face cream that I use after my showers. Over the last couple of years, I did experiment with a couple of serums and oils, but I got really overwhelmed because there are so many different products out there and they all have slightly different purposes. So it's kind of hard to know exactly what you actually need rather than getting sucked into the hype of all the possibilities. So I did settle on a couple. They worked really well. So, you don't like them really watery, you don't like them really sticky and heavy. So it's just something that kind of soaks in and goes away. And then I put my face cream over the top and that's it. And that's only happening twice a week. I'm doing face care. That's it. I'm not washing my face nightly and putting on creams. I don't like the feeling of washing my face where my hair gets wet around my hairline or it drips down my wrists. Ugh. I hate that feeling, really hate that feeling. And so I kind of avoid doing any washing outside of the shower, and I'm only showering twice a week. So definitely it's not going so well. When I started making these YouTube videos, it was to give myself the chance to go after all of these dreams and ideas, research of the better me ideas, fulfill them. Because I spent years just looking into all of the things I could do to become who I want to become and no action at all. There's no accountability, there's the embarrassment, there's the judgment, fear, and all of those bits. So I figured what better way than to make the videos for accountability, post them on YouTube where really nobody's going to see them, but so you don't have to worry about the judgment factor. Just start tackling everything one at a time rather than feeling overwhelmed with, I hate who I am, I hate how I'm living my life, I haven't done the things I wanted to do. I'm not a victim, so I need to stop acting like a victim and I need to do. After my divorce, I took a long time for healing, and the biggest part of my divorce was believing that I deserve better and to be treated better. So you see your children, right? And as they get older, what would you want for them? What would you want them to accept? What do you want to see them surrounded with? And I figure if the standards I was accepting for myself wasn't what I would ever tolerate for my children to accept, then I shouldn't either. So that would be a big piece of how I treat myself and how I've accepted others to treat me. And others will treat you the way you treat yourself. And that one was kind of hard to accept because I kept on thinking like, why do people treat me this way? I don't treat them that way, but I do treat myself that way. I don't give myself time. I don't give myself energy. I don't give myself care, consideration, leniency, or any of those other things. I've not held myself up to the same standards that I expect others to hold themselves to. That doesn't match the person I feel on the inside. So if I feel strong and brave and capable and dynamic and ready to take on the world, and then I'm wearing holey shirts, slouchy pants, unbrushed hair, dry skin that hasn't seen lotion in days, I'm not showing the world that I believe what's inside of me should come out. I'm not sure where it started, but I have never thought much about self-care, meaning I didn't think that it was worthwhile. Might be going into a little therapy session right now, but when I was younger, my older sister was really into fashion and hair and makeup, and she would spend hours getting ready. She would have like 3 outfit changes a day. All the fragrances was just like a cloud coming out of her room. Every perfume, every lotion, every shimmering body spray that you could think of. And I didn't really think my sister was a nice person. So I know I would try really hard to not take after her or do things that she would do as kind of my own little rebellious stance of, I don't like you, I don't like what you do, so I'm gonna do the opposite. And that kind of seemed to stick with me for a really long time. So like every time I would do face masks or do like little extra self-cares, I would feel, I don't want to say shallow, but I definitely felt like I was being silly. That's an interesting thought. Like, why is taking care of yourself considered frivolous or not important? Why did my brain think less of myself when I did those actions? A little bit it was time consuming and it took forever and I'd rather be doing other things. And I didn't really see any difference in the results. So it was kind of like more of the action time period was what it was supposed to be about. And that wasn't enjoyable. So I didn't really care about anything that came after or down the road as a benefit. And then as I got to be older and I was a mom, I think I felt guilty. So if I spent too much time on myself, getting ready in the morning, taking a bubble bath and relaxing, I felt like I was being a selfish mom for taking away the time spending with the kids. I did start to get into baths quite a bit in the later years, and I realized I would spend like an hour and a half taking a bath. I would bring in my glass of wine, I'd bring in a snack, I'd have my tablet, and I'd just read until the water was cold, and then I'd top it up with hot water again until it cooled off again. And it wasn't the bubble bath that I enjoyed so much, because I've been trying for like the last 6 months to get back into doing bath time and having like bath bombs and Epsom salts and bubble baths and just like trying to find that same feeling of what I used to look forward to take a bath. And it wasn't the bath, it was escaping. I was using my bath time to escape. So not necessarily the kids, because I usually would wait until at least the youngest was put to bed, and then the oldest was just doing her own quiet time, leave me alone on a game or something like that. It was how I started to avoid interacting with my husband. When we were just having problems and we were fighting all the time and it was just uncomfortable to sit in the same area, or he would go watch TV in the bedroom and I'd be out in the living room reading a book, it still kind of made me feel like he could be coming in at any time. So I was tense and not really relaxing, even though I had the same thing. I still had my glass of wine, I still had my tablet, still had a snack, but I was tense because anybody could come in at any time and interrupt. And when I'm in the bath, nobody was going to come in. Nobody's going to open the door. Nobody's going to bang asking for anything. I was just left alone. So I would stay there till I was wrinkled and pruny, and I told myself I was doing self-care, but I wasn't. I was doing avoidance, not dealing with stuff. I've been working on fixing my association with loving myself, taking care of myself, and it being okay to do those things. And I want to get to the point where I'm excited to do those things, and I feel good for doing those things. And right now it feels a little bit like a chore. I did a whole evening routine of like, okay, I love watching the evening routines where people do their self-care. So I figured I'm going to do one myself, and I'm just going to make it luxurious and relaxing and calm. I set up my room. I had some battery operated candles and I got those going, and I made myself a nice little snack tray with, extras that I don't normally eat, extra cheese and the nuts and all that. And I made myself a nice cup of tea, got my tablet, made a comfy spot on the bed. And then I did the face session where it was like a 2-pack face mask. So the first part you put on the gel, the aloe gel that the mask was sitting in, and you rub that all over your face to kind of prep it and get it started. And once that's soaked in, you put the mask on. And I did some little eye thingies too, whatever those are called. What are those called? The under eye little, I don't know. I think it was a sensory issue, so it felt cold going on and slimy, which was not a pleasant combination feeling. Once it was on, I was able to just kind of relax and take my time, and I read a little bit and worked on my tea and my snack, but I was watching the time. I wasn't just relaxing. I just kept looking at the timer to see, okay, is it time to take it off? Is it time to take it off? So that wasn't having fun. I didn't have fun taking care of myself. And then when I did take it off, my face had all that excess aloe gel serum stuff on it, and I didn't like the way it felt. It felt like sticky and tacky, and like it just was sitting on my skin. I tried to rub it in, and then I was like, oh yeah, there's more skin if I rub down. So I rubbed it down, my throat and across, the top of my chest, and that helped disperse it a little bit. But I had a hard time not wiping it off. And after it soaked in, I was pleasantly surprised. It actually felt kind of nice. My skin had a really nice feel to it, and it lasted all the way to the next day. My skin just felt very cushy. Like it just had a really nice plump feeling to it, and it was soft, and that was nice. There was no dryness, there was nothing bad. So that was good. So if I hadn't gotten that afterwards effect, I probably would not have been interested at all in trying this again. But luckily, that little bit of goodness popped in and made it feel like it was worth doing. Overall, I'm really glad I did this self-care challenge in a way on this video for YouTube, because I don't think I would have done it. I think I would have just done bits and pieces and still just been stuck in my mindset that self-care doesn't work for me. I'm not going to do self-care. There's no benefit to it. It also made me reassess my thoughts about what self-care actually is. So it's not just about 1,000 different products and spending money on all of these extra things, all these extra face creams, face lotions, face masks, rollers, loofahs, puffs, serums. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is really cool out there. And I'm not in a budget place that can just go out and buy all these extra stuff. I can afford $2 to $5 for a face mask, and then just upping my regular care. That I can do. The place I want to be with self-care is almost like maintenance, self-maintenance, where on a weekly basis, like a Sunday before the week starts, I am taking the time to to do all the extras. Shaving my legs, exfoliating, putting on the face mask, working on my dry skin problems like my feet, touching up nail polish. I don't ever wear nail polish. I am a cut my nails with the nail clippers and move on. I don't spend any time working on filing them down, getting a nice shape, making them stay long, painting them, because why bother painting them? Half the time if I paint them, they have chipped within 2 days from all of the hand washing dishes and everything else. So I don't bother ever putting nail polish on. And I tried these really cool gel stickers this time. It was more work to get them on and get them cut around your cuticles and shaped. They've been on for a week and there's no chipping. They're not peeling up. There's nothing coming up. It's been kind of fun to have a nice little nail session for those. Makes me feel put together a little bit more. For me, self-care, I think, is going to be paired into a little bit more of a self-maintenance and a reminder that I am important. My body deserves the same amount of care I give my brain and my mind. So if I spend all the time reading and researching and learning, then I should be doing that for my skin and myself to feel better and to look better. And there's just something so amazing when you are in a put together vibe. You know how people tell you the first thing you should do in the morning is make your bed because it just starts your whole day off like, I'm ready to go? That's kind of how the self-care feeling is coming across, where I don't feel like I have rolled out of bed, I'm a schlumpy mess, and I'm too embarrassed to even go out in public. And I'm going to automatically assume everybody sees me that way. And then everything is just a cycle downward from there. It doesn't feel that way. And I feel inspired to keep it going. I don't know how many levels I'm going to do, but I want to make an effort once a week to focus on myself. Nothing else. Just focus on something good for my self-image. Hopefully, I'll be able to make videos in the future of my Sunday reset or my Sunday night care or something like that to help encourage me and give me something to look forward to maintaining all of that. And so thank you to anybody and everybody that is watching. I appreciate you so much. You will have no clue the impact you are having on me becoming a whole new person.